In the heart of the English countryside, shrouded by dense forests and perpetual fog, stood Blackthorn Manor, once a grand estate. It now lay in ruin, its once vibrant halls now echoing with silence and secrets. The villagers nearby spoke of it in hushed tones, warning travelers to avoid the cursed grounds. But Eleanor Hartley, a young writer seeking inspiration for her next novel, was not one to heed such warnings. Eleanor arrived at Blackthorn Manor on a cold, moonless night. The air was thick, with an unnatural chill, and the wind carried faint whispers that seemed to beckon her closer. The manor loomed before her, its jagged silhouette cutting through the darkness like a specter. She stepped inside, a lantern casting flickering shadows on the cracked walls and decaying furniture. The house seemed alive, its creaks and groans like the murmurs of long-forgotten souls. Eleanor explored the grand foyer, her footsteps echoing eerily as she ascended the staircase. She noticed a portrait hanging crookedly on the wall. It depicted a stern-looking man in Victorian attire, his eyes following her as she moved. She shuddered but pressed on, determined to uncover the manor's secrets. That night, Eleanor settled into one of the less damaged rooms, her typewriter perched on a rickety desk. As she began to write, the temperature in the room dropped abruptly. Her breath formed visible clouds, and the lantern's flame flickered violently. She heard it, then a faint melodic humming like a lullaby sung by a woman. The sound grew louder, filling the room with an eerie sweetness. Eleanor turned to see a figure standing in the corner, shrouded in shadows. It was a woman in a tattered Victorian gown, her face pale and gaunt, her eyes hollow. The woman's lips moved, but no sound came out. Eleanor froze, her heart pounding. The figure glided toward her, extending a skeletal hand. "Leave this place," the ghostly woman whispered, her voice a chilling blend of sorrow and menace, "or join us forever." The next morning, Eleanor awoke on the floor, her typewriter overturned and papers scattered. She told herself it had been a nightmare, but the icy handprint on her shoulder told a different story. Despite her fear, she was determined to stay. The story of Blackthorn Manor was too compelling to abandon. As the days passed, the manor's ghosts grew bolder. Shadows moved on their own, disembodied laughter echoed through the halls, and the portrait of the stern man seemed to change expression, his face twisting into a malevolent grin. Eleanor discovered a hidden journal in the library, its pages filled with the frantic scribblings of the manor's last owner, Charles Blackthorn. The journal spoke of a tragic love affair, a jealous rage, and a curse that bound the spirits of the dead to the manor. Charles had murdered his wife, Eliza, in a fit of jealousy, believing she had been unfaithful. Her spirit, along with those of the servants who had tried to intervene, had never left. They were trapped, their anguish feeding the darkness that consumed the house. One night, as a storm raged outside, Eleanor heard the humming again. This time, it was accompanied by the sound of footsteps climbing the stairs. She barricaded the door, but it burst open with a force that sent her sprawling. The ghosts of Blackthorn Manor surrounded her, Eliza, Charles, and the servants, their faces twisted in agony and rage. "You should have left," Eliza whispered, her voice echoing with 1,000 others. "Now you are one of us," Eleanor screamed as the shadows closed in, swallowing her whole. The next morning, the manor was silent once more, its secrets buried deeper than before. But if you visit Blackthorn Manor on a moonless night, you might hear the faint hum of a lullaby or the clatter of a typewriter forever typing the same words, "Leave this place." And so, the whispers of Blackthorn Manor continue, a chilling reminder of the horrors that linger in the shadows of the past.